At a rally in New Hampshire this week, in fact, it was probably Donald Trump's last rally in New Hampshire now that he can move on to other places, he kind of went a little off the rails. And he went off the rails by talking about the dome he wants to create over the United States. Now, about a week and a half ago, before the rally on Monday, Donald Trump talked about how he, much like Israel, he wanted to build a dome. He says it's going to be a great dome, and we're going to build it using materials supplied here in the United States. And at the time, it was pretty obvious that he really thought that Israel's Iron Dome was in fact like a real actual dome like in the Simpsons movie. So he's speaking about it like, hey, I'm going to build an actual dome over the United States, going to keep us totally safe, and it's going to be American made. Well, on Monday, after, of course, getting a lot of heat for not understanding that the dome was actually just kind of a metaphor for their missile defense system, Donald Trump, now knowing this information, described to a crowd how the missile defense works, but he didn't want to bog them down with the technical aspects of it and how the radars and, all that. No. Donald Trump decided to describe it as if he were 4 years old, talking to a group of people who were in fact 3 years old. And here's how that played out. Take a look.
These are not muscle guys here, they're muscle guys up here, right? And they calmly walk to a seat. Ding, 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 ding. They've only got 17 seconds to figure this whole thing out, right? Boom. Okay. Missile launch. Pshin, boom. It's the most
Ding, ding, ding. That is, I guess technically he's not wrong. But here's a couple things I got to point out about this. First of all, Donald Trump has made so many mental mistakes recently that, of course, everybody's calling into question his cognitive health. So maybe he just decided, you know what? They're calling me out every time I say words because my words are bad. So I'm not even going to use words. I'm just going to do crash, boom, bang, cash, pow. Right? They can't get me if I'm not saying words. I'm just making sound effects now. Not exactly smart move. Secondly, maybe Donald Trump didn't have the understanding of the missile defense system, how it actually works. So he has to resort to using the childish sound effects. Or maybe, and this is probably the most likely, maybe Donald Trump actually understands who he's talking to. And he knows that the people out there in that crowd, they don't understand how these things work. They don't understand the basics about, radar function and, response time and things like that. No. These are simpletons, Trump thinks. So I better explain it in words they understand, like boom, bang, pow, bleh. So it's either you're so childish that this is how you describe things, or you're so worried about making a gaffe that you're just not even using real words anymore, or, again, most likely, you think your audience is so stupid that they can't understand words. I don't know which one of those is worse, to be honest with you, but I know that it's probably one of those three things, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna favor a president that can use actual words over a giant toddler in an oversized suit any day of the week. Ring of Fire is just a few subscribers short of hitting that 1 million subscriber milestone. So if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so and stay up to date with all of the latest from Ring of Fire.